Every now and then I stumble upon a movie where the lead actor is carrying the entire movie.
I'm gonna fix this. Might just need a little bit more time.
Stop.
What am I doing? And that is definitely the case with the new movie, Night Always Comes. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Evan. I am an actor in LA, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down Vanessa Kirby's performance in the new movie Night Always Comes. This movie is on Netflix. I really didn't have any expectations going in. I didn't really know what the movie was about. It looked like an action movie, and so I kind of just clicked it and watched it. It was a new release, and I don't think I was really breathing the entire film. I remember when I watched the first episode of Handmaid's Tale, I remember not breathing until literally, obviously I was breathing throughout because I'm alive today, but I just feel like I was holding my breath and like I was so tensed up. I had so much tension in my body, and that is literally how I felt watching this movie. This movie is intense from the jump, and it does not stop until the end of the movie. Like, you are just on what feels like an insane roller coaster that just never ends. You never know like what turn is coming next, or if there's a upside down loop. Now, basically, the plot of this movie is Vanessa Kirby plays Lynette, who is kind of a little bit rough around the edges. She has multiple jobs. She lives with her older brother named Kenny, and then she also lives with her mother, who seems to just be doing everything in her power to make things harder for Lynette. And she's an idiot, so they are about to be evicted if they don't come up with some money. And instead of showing up to the meeting that the mom is supposed to show up to, she doesn't. And so Lynette sort of has to take matters into her own hands to secure this house. And not only is the house at risk and them not having necessarily a place to live, but also if they do get kicked out of this house, they might take Kenny, her older brother, away. And so the stakes from the beginning are very high, and Vanessa Kirby does a great job with like just embodying that and embodying the risk and just the danger. And yeah, so Lynette basically has to take matters into her own hands after her mom drops the ball multiple times and has to come up with $25,000 overnight in order to keep the house. That is sort of where the movie starts, and it just kind of goes crazy from there. And she has a lot of different tactics that she uses to get this money, and yeah, you really don't know where the movie is going. It's just a roller coaster. So Vanessa Kirby is basically on screen the entire film. She is such a strong actor, and these are honestly the kinds of roles that I would love to play. More dramatic roles. Sure, like some of the stuff that she kind of went through and kind of had to like navigate aren't necessarily like normal in terms of just how she gets the $25,000, or they're not everyday circumstances, but it felt like this movie was taking an everyday person and throwing them into a ring of chaos, and she just kind of had to adjust and do everything in her power to come up with this money. The movie really struck an emotional chord for me when I was watching it, because anytime that I'm watching an actor who is not crying, but like on the break, like she was just on the edge of breaking the entire movie. Like she was just right on the cusp, and like being able to like kind of live in that like middle ground is very hard to do. I think it's very easy to just kind of cry and break down and like be emotional. Like that's not really that challenging as an actor, but what is challenging is like that middle space where you are feeling all of the things, but you're holding it together because you need to hold it together because your brother's in the car, or because you don't really have the time to really absorb everything that's happening. You need to do everything in your power to get that money and get the heck out of the room, right? So that is my biggest takeaway from her as an actor. Like, she is just so present and like living and grounded in the circumstances that she's been given. Man, like it just was like an outstanding performance. I think the movie as a whole, like the plot wasn't necessarily the strongest. Like the mom is definitely like the villain, I think, in a way in this movie, but it just kind of felt like she was doing, I don't know, like her actions didn't, to me, really make sense, especially because she loves her son, and it seemed like she was doing things that would put him in danger and put him at risk. So it just kind of felt like her character was more of a plot device as opposed to a real person. But This movie is very intense. This movie is very stressful. And like, just some of the situations that Lynette gets into is insane. It felt like you're backing up an animal into a corner and like, what are they gonna do? And Lynette was the animal and she did the thing. But man, Vanessa Kirby, phenomenal actor, so strong. And then the actor who played Kenny, he was so phenomenal. Is just so honest and lovable and so grounded and so funny when he needed to be. And really, you could tell how much he loved and cared for his sister and wanted the best for her and was concerned for her. Like, the two of them, their chemistry was so enjoyable to watch on camera and so believable. Like, you could tell there was so much like love and care between the two actors and just trust that I feel like it made it easy for them to play and made it easy for them to explore. And I think that is why like Vanessa Kirby's performance is just so strong, because like the actor that played Kenny was just such a lovable guy. It just made it really real. Yeah, I just felt like this was a real family and a real situation that they were in, especially just nowadays with how hard everything is, how high the cost of living is, how low the jobs pay. And then the reality of like, you need to have multiple jobs to get by, and also just odd jobs to get by. Lynette didn't have the easiest time growing up. You learn that in the movie. She was basically abused and taken advantage of and kind of had to do a lot of terrible things growing up, and so she had to kind of like go back to those things in the movie and kind of relive through some of those experiences. But this movie all takes place in one night, one day, and it's I thought it was really good. I was reading some of the reviews after I watched the movie, and it was getting a lot of negative reviews based on the story and the plot, and a lot of really obviously positive reviews on Vanessa Kirby and her acting. But like, she does such a good job that this movie is worth the watch just for her alone, as opposed to like the plot. Like, it's not the most creative story, I guess. Like, you really are mostly following her. Like, a lot of the other characters felt like they were just sort of tools to push the story forward. But dude, Lynette, Vanessa Kirby, great job. She killed this movie. And that's it. But that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Night Always Comes is on Netflix. If you're interested, check it out. And if you're interested in watching more videos from an actor's point of view, movie reviews, acting vlogs, kind of behind the scenes stuff, feel free to subscribe for more content like this. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace.